Go on, hit
Urban
me with it.
17, mash a like and subscribe. Dean, so we got West Brom tomorrow, man. How you feeling about it?
The one dead team playing another dead team, innit?
Well, are they dead though? Because Big Sam is there now, and they've started to see a little bit of a turnaround. They've got wallops a couple of times already, but they're starting to pick up a little bit. And West Brom, generally, they've been known to give us a bit of tempo in the past. Recent past.
Oh, that's even worse then.
Yeah.
That's even worse. Because then what you're saying is it's going to be one dead team against a team that might not be that dead.
Yeah, completely. So you're kind of getting the gist that I'm feeling quite negative about this. But yeah. How do you see it at the minute, man?
See it at the minute. So we was talking the other day, right? And I was talking about the boxing analogy, yeah? About being the most dangerous counter-puncher in the division.
Yeah.
And we've just had our right hand taken off of us. So now all we are is a counter-punching team, yeah?
Yeah.
And all we've got is the jab.
That's
so
it. Yeah.
It gives the other team now don't really have to worry about us coming out and attacking. Like, that's what they are. They're pretty much, they know that we'll have 11 men behind the ball. So all they have to do is concentrate on breaking that down or applying enough pressure that one of our defenders will make the one mistake per match that they make. And then it's whether they can capitalise on that or not.
Yeah.
But in terms of worrying about what we're doing going forward, there is nothing.
Very little. Well, with no Kane, so it's really only Son that's on they need to look out for.
Son is he don't exist now.
And he's isolated anyway, so
yeah. Son under Mourinho. The mad thing is, right, for the last ever since Son has been playing, Kane has been picking up these like 2 or 3 months at a time injuries every season.
Yeah.
Right. Last season was the first time we've ever missed him. Because normally Kane gets injured, Son goes up front, scores a bag of goals until Kane comes back every season. Like, sometimes, like, there's an argument. A lot of people say that we're better without Kane. We probably don't win as much matches, I wouldn't say, or pick up more points. I don't actually think we pick up any less. But we look a little bit more fluid. So when Kane was injured before, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, under Mourinho, when Kane's injured, towel's thrown in. Like, he threw the towel in. Last year was like when Kane got injured, was like, we hear about Jose being like the tactical genius and the special one. And he got one injury last year, the Kane injury. We got injuries after that, but that was it. The Kane injury happened, and he literally like down tools until Kane comes back, see what happens when he gets back. And this is the same thing. Like, we won't score a goal while Kane's injured.
It's mental though, because we got Vinicius there. And of course, you could also say you got Bale and you got Ali there. But basically, we've got Vinicius there, and we have been calling out for a like-for-like replacement for Kane when he's gone. We get given one, and this guy's just not using him. There's been ample time and ample games to get Vinicius up to speed, to get Bale up to speed, to get Ali up to speed, but he hasn't been giving them those chances. And knowing what those players can give you once they have got going, how dangerous weapons they all are, to not be using them is absolutely mental.
Yeah, the problem with them, right? Like the players you're mentioning, for instance, Vinicius and Dele, yeah, is they work around the box, right? The opposition box.
Yeah.
Which means right now, the way we're playing football, if you do your damage in the opposition box, then if we play, say, for instance, we play Vinicius and Dele Alli tomorrow, then we might as well be playing with 9 men.
Yeah.
Because we don't go near the opposition box.
Yeah. So
it's mad.
Yeah, well, something's got to give then. He's got to change something. He's got to be able to get us to connect to them. But we keep on seeing that he won't. He won't change anything. I mean, are you expecting pretty much same old tomorrow? Are you thinking something's
Of
got
course.
because of the game against Brighton?
No,
Same here.
no.
Same here. I think that we're going to
The
do.
game. What was the last game? Chelsea. Do you know, it's so sad now. I can't even think who was playing what and when. The last game was Chelsea, wasn't it? Thursday.
Yeah, and then Brighton. We just had Brighton.
So, since the Man City game, when we stuck everyone behind the ball and countered,
Yeah.
we've played like that in every game, no matter who we're playing. So, like, and I think the first game where we was like, why the fuck are we playing like this again, was Fulham. Why would we play like that against Fulham? At the time, was probably the worst team in the league. So tomorrow, we're going to do the same thing, aren't we? We're going to play like that. 11 men behind the ball, seeing if West Brom, the worst team in the league, can break us down.
Well, I've seen that Jermaine Genius has been saying that there's no way Jose is going to get sacked this season. I think that's what we were saying. And we're basically saying we don't really want him, or we can't see it lasting through February. As we've just been talking about, Jose's not going to change anything.
No.
Might possibly bring somebody in. He might bring Dele Alli in, but just as you said, how useful is that going to be? And
What's the point?
He'll be like, "Oh, I've proven right." It's like, no, well, you're not using him properly.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't last through February. But
he won't be able to last through February. I know what everyone's saying. It's Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
He's on bags of money. He's the person that Levy wanted, and he's got us into a cup final, and he might get us into two. But by the end of February, there'll be like 25 games played, and we're going to be about 11th or 12th.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the fixtures and where this is going. Daniel Levy normally axes at the right time.
Yeah.
And if any other manager in the world was the manager at that time, 25 games in and 12th in the league, they'd be getting pumped. And Levy sacked Pochettino like
got to be top,
out of nowhere.
Has to be top 4 this season as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got no chance.
The COVID, and we've spent money.
Yeah, well, that's not happening now.
Yeah,
Is it like now? Like, you're still saying it as if like we need to get top 4 this season.
Yeah,
like, it's done, isn't it?
I just looked at it a second ago. Let me have a quick look at it again. So yeah, we're 8th on 33,
right?
And Liverpool are in 4th on 40 points. We've got a game in hand, but when I mentioned it earlier, it don't matter. It don't matter.
The game in hand is just another game that we've got to watch.
Yeah,
and
the game in hand is tomorrow
against
West Brom.
Yeah, it's fucking the game in hand is just another hour and a half of torture.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to bring Dele Alli tomorrow?
I think he's injured still. In his press conference, he was asked about that, and he said that out of the Reguilon, Lo Celso, Dele Alli, Kane will be the first one back out of him.
Okay, right.
So Dele Alli's not playing anyway.
Right. So do you want to do a predicted lineup then, mate? I'll start. Hugo will be in goal, of course. Serge on the right.
Hold on. Is this the predicted lineup? What you think is going to happen, or what you would do?
I think it's going to happen.
Right, go on then.
Yeah, so it will be Serge, probably again Toby and Dyer, with Davis on the left. Possibly curveball Tanganga, just because Davis has played quite a few games recently, but more likely Davis.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be Højbjerg and Sissoko again.
Are you going for? So you're going for 4-2-3-1, yeah?
3-1.
This is what you think he's going to do.
He's going to do 4-3-1.
Right.
And I think it's going to be pretty similar to the last game as well. So it'll be Højbjerg, Sissoko, Son, Tanguy and Ndombele. And I think he'll probably start Lucas and Vinicius. That's what I think he'll do.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, but how would you attack it? Who would you choose for a game like this? And formation, of course.
So if we just imagine that Jose is not the manager, yeah, and someone that has any sort of ambition to do anything going forward is the manager. So say, like you're saying, what would I do? What would I do personally? You got the goalkeeper, obviously, is going to be Lloris. The right back, we've only got one fit. I think Dockett is still out. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can only play Serge. Hopefully, you don't do nothing stupid. You said that he's got to play Toby and Dyer. Dyer keeps fucking up, but like, what's the option? Sanchez is awful. Sanchez, like I said to you before, I think he's probably the worst centre back we've had that's played like regular-ish since I can remember. And I mean, when you said it, when I said it, and you was like,
he messes up on purpose, whereas Dyer makes accidents. So.
You know, yeah. So you can't play Sanchez; he's a fucking joke. Rodon, like, what was the game? Did Rodon play? He played the Liverpool game, didn't he? Because he made the mistake.
Yeah, but he was okay.
Right, this is the problem, right? With this, that's the sort of he played the Chelsea game, didn't he? It was his first start, and he done good, and he made like 2 absolute howlers that they should have scored from, right? I think they did score from one, and it was disallowed. I can't remember, but I know there was like 2 massive howlers he made.
Yeah.
He played against like a semi-professional team. And then he has played another one. I think he made another mistake at one point in one. And then the last one was the Liverpool game where he let the ball run across him.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone has got this thing where he should be playing. He's as fucking accident prone as everyone else.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he's minutes on pitch per fucking mistake.
He's doing the same
he's
shit.
He's on Sanchez's level.
Damn,
like it's true, isn't it?
I guess so. It is that many mistakes in that many games.
Yeah.
So.
And then the only one that hasn't fucking made an absolute clown of himself. I don't think Toby's has put on a clown show yet, and Tanganga, because he hasn't played. So my opinion, if I was the manager, I'd probably go Toby and Dyer, but I'd be half tempted to throw Tanganga in instead of Dyer.
Yeah.
Like, when has Tanganga had a bad game, really?
He's had quiet games at the most. That's it.
You can have a quiet game. I'd love to have one of our defenders to have a fucking quiet game.
Yeah, exactly. We would love a quiet
game. Yeah. Imagine Sanchez had a quiet game.
Jeez.
Fucking brilliant, wouldn't it?
It would be awesome. So that so have you finished your back 4 then?
Well, Davies has got to do his back. Yeah. I would do the same formation against this team. Mm-hmm. I'd play Højbjerg and Ndombele in the pivot.
So would I.
He won't, but that's what he should be playing.
See, because you told me that Dele Alli's injured, I actually thought that he might bring Dele and have Højbjerg and Ndombele there, actually. But yeah, go on. Sorry.
There's something he don't want to play Dele, and he don't want to play Dele because Dele's been shit. Like, let's have it right. Like, people pretending that for no reason at all, Jose has just decided not to play Dele Alli. The reason Dele Alli don't play anymore is because every time he plays, he's shit.
Yeah.
That's the fact. It's got to the point like that with Bale now. Like, is anyone really surprised? Like, you haven't did you put Bale in your team? You didn't, did you?
No.
I wouldn't put him in my team. If Kane's fit, if everyone's fit, I'm not sure he'd even make the bench.
I
So
don't think I would go that far. I mean, I'm hanging on to this thing where I say that there has been ample time and ample games to give him opportunities to get him up to speed. I don't think that this is just Gareth Bale now. It's shit. I think the circumstances are making him be as bad as he is at the moment. And it's not just the physical side of it; it's like mentally as
no,
well.
I do know what you're saying. Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Because I suppose if we was on the front foot and he was picking the ball up around the box most of the time, you'd probably see a different player, wouldn't you?
yeah,
But he's not. He's behind the ball, picking up the ball in a fucking like a right wing back position, like everyone else. But was in the pivot? Yes, and Ndombele, you might as well have a ball player in there. We're the better team. They're absolutely shit. They are a proper shit football team. So to have two dogs in there, what's the point? And then if you go into the three behind Vinicius, because like you got to start Vinicius, he's a forward. Like there's no reason not to start him. Son on one side, I'd probably go Bergwijn on the right, and I'd play Lamela in the number 10.
yeah, yeah.
It gives you that,
That's pretty similar to what I do. All the same.
yeah. That gives you like a couple of options to attack. You can go like depending what Lamela turns up. Like the Lamela the other night that come on, he was the best player on the pitch
Easily.
when he come on. That guy turns up, like he's quick, one or two touch football, takes the ball on the turn, moves the ball forward all the time, aggressive. That's the guy.
Mm.
The other guy you get sort of dilly dallies on the ball, loses possession, and just runs around getting into scuffles.
Yeah.
But if you play him, you've got a chance that you might get that guy. Like your other option is Mora, and there's only really one Mora. Or no, there's two. There's the Champions League semi-final Mora we've only seen once, and then there's the one that don't really know what he's doing much that you see all the time.
Yeah.
But if you've got Lamela and he turns up and he's that guy, he's the good guy.
It brings out
Then
more
we can,
players around him because he is a team player.
yeah, it's perfect. We can get the ball. Like Ndombele is the best at slipping balls, breaking the lines. So obviously he's the deep line playmaker. He's got two options. He can play into Lamela, and then the wingers can run off of Lamela, or they play into Vinicius, and they can play off of Vinicius.
Mm.
But that's not what's going to happen. That's the mad thing. What's going to happen is Sissoko will play instead of Ndombele. We'll stick 11 men behind the ball, and we'll hope at some point that they forget how to defend and we can break on them.
Makes me sick, man. It makes me absolutely sick. And I can't bear it, man. If he does last and say he does win one of these cups, right? So that will give him a stay of execution. That could be really, really damaging, all right?
Hold on, I'm not sure though.
The reason I say this
is
is what the teams around us are going to be doing. Because the summer coming up is going to be a big summer, okay? City are looking at possibly, well, Haaland's going to be basically available, right? It's going to be a massive fee because I think because next season he's got a clause where a buyout clause at a reasonable price. I don't know the price off the top of my head. So
I didn't know that.
I'll be able to. They need to cash in on him this summer, basically. So you could have your Cities, United. So there's I think Mbappe could be moved on as well with Liverpool interested in him. Jadon Sancho as well. Dortmund is saying that they're resigned to losing him. So teams around us are going to be improving immensely, and then we will be losing Kane and Son. So, if you can remember what you was going to say when you cut in, that's my crystal ball. If he stays, we are going down the table, not down. We won't be able to keep. We will not be able to keep up, and it's going to take us a while to get anywhere near them. Because even as we speak now, we're not actually that close to them.
No. Right. So the first thing you said was if he wins one of the cups, it will keep him in the job this summer. Right. So if he wins the League Cup and we finish 8th, 9th, we could finish about 9th or 10th. We could. Like, West Ham are much better than us.
Yeah.
Like, much better than us.
Yeah.
Like, we got to play them in a couple of weeks, and I'm so glad I'm off Facebook.
Oh God.
Like, because I know right now my DMs are going to be mental. Like, just people taking the piss already. So, that won't be good enough. I don't think Levy will have it. If we finish 9th or something, and he wins the League Cup, I think he's going to have to go. It'll be one of them mutual agreement things. You know, like he won't get the sack and he won't walk. It'll sort of be a semi-payoff and he's out of there.
Okay, so it won't be...
And the reason, and as I said, the reason I'm saying that is because that is where we're going to finish. We're going to finish around the 8th, 9th thing. So what's going to have to save his job from that is if he won the Europa League, right? If we win a European Cup and you finish 8th, he might stay then because we'll be in the Champions League as well next season. So that might keep him around. If we win both the domestic cups and finish 8th, he might stay around then because he's won 2 cups. Right. But one cup and that league finish ain't going to be enough for him, and he ain't going to finish any higher than that. So, and then your next point was we're fucked.
Just about other teams around us improving because of who's available.
And I think
we could lose Son and Kane. We do finish 10th. If we finish, it's a real possibility.
We finish 5th, right? Yeah. If we finish 5th, 1 point behind 4th, and we don't win the Europa League, right? So we're not in the Champions League next season.
Yeah.
Kane would be nuts to stay this summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
He would be nuts. Like, you'd have to question, like, we were talking about this before.
We get it, go. We get it.
He would... We spoke about this the other day about questioning his ambition, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, someone questioned it. We didn't. And this is the first summer where you could actually question his ambition if he stayed at Spurs, if we're not in the Champions League. That'll be in 2 years. He's the best number 9 in the world, probably, apart from Lewandowski. Yeah. Maybe Suarez, if Suarez has still got it that good. I don't know how he's doing, really. I ain't watched much Spanish football at all. So he's in the top 3, yeah?
Yeah.
2 years out of the Champions League. He'd have to be nuts. And you can see that Son, like, if Real Madrid have got the dough, right, this summer, which I don't know if they have, they come and buy Kane and Son. Son, we are the biggest sports club in a country because of Son.
Yeah.
Like, we're the most supported sports club in South Korea.
Yeah.
So, and he's sick.
And he doesn't have the loyalty that Harry Kane had to us. If the opportunity is there, there's nothing that deep holding him back. Especially knowing
this is the mad thing, right? Supporters, like, if you went to the pub, right, and we had this conversation in the pub with 4 or 5 Spurs supporters, yeah, everyone would be like, Kane ain't going to leave. He loves Tottenham. He's one of our own. There's no way he's going to leave. Why would he leave and go to Real Madrid when he can stay at Spurs? They're the club he supports. Fucking, you're mad, mate. You're fucking mad. If that's honestly what you think, you are a bit of a div.
Yeah.
Right? I support Spurs. Yeah. Like, fucking Tottenham, like, most of what everything revolves around Spurs, right? It's most of what we do. Yeah, most of our conversation, watch them on a TV, go to the stadium, jump on a plane, get drunk for a few days while we're still in Europe.
Yeah.
Like, if I've played for Spurs for how long has he played? 6, 7 years? Like in the first team. He's been there since he was a kid, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm him, I get to 28, right? Okay. When you get, or 27 now, isn't he?
Yeah.
When he's been the top scorer, hero, captain, or vice captain, apart from winning something with us, there's nothing else he can do. Yeah. If we get into the summer, we're going to get into the summer. If Jose fucks off, then we've got to start another project. And if I'm Kane, I ain't sticking around for another project. I'll be 28 I'll be going into 28 next season. I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Like, I've done my bit. Like, for the club I supported, I've done my bit. I've done the best I can. I've been the best striker in the country for 5-6 years. Like, that's how you'd see it.
Legendary anyway because of the records that he's broken. He's got enough achievements to be like, okay, I can cut my ties with that. I've done everything I possibly can.
Plus, you only like, if you talk it like realistically, you only get one career. You only get one life, and you only get one career. Yeah. Like, he could retire saying he was the best striker Spurs have ever had. Right? Would you win? Not a lot. Or he can retire and he can be known as one of the best strikers Spurs have ever had. And he could have played for a club like Real Madrid and won the Champions League. And he could be like a hero in a massive club like that as well. Like, it's a no fucking brainer.
Absolutely.
Like, the more you think about it, the more crazy it seems that he will stay around. But we have to get in the Champions League to keep him.
Jesus. Do you know what? I haven't. Do you think anyone else has actually cottoned on to how important this season is in that regard?
No.
I don't think the media has. Because I
no
think
one thinks about it.
Into consideration. It's a serious, real thing.
No one thinks about it, do they? No one thinks about it a lot. Like, you go to, like, we've been to football matches with people, and like, you could tell me I'd say, what do you think? And you could tell me, we shouldn't have played this formation. I think he was getting caught on the ball because he was picking the ball up in this area. And you'd ask the guy next year, and he'd be like, I can remember who scored.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? So they a lot of people, and that's fine, whatever. Like, get what you want out of it. But a lot of people would be right now thinking this football's fucking shit. And that's all they'll be thinking. Yeah. And they'll be bang on right. And that'll be bad enough for them to have the ump. We're just thinking about what's going to happen what's inevitably going to happen in 3 months' time. And we're like, wow, it's actually even worse than like what you're thinking. Like, you think it's shit now, this might get worse.
And what got me thinking that is just like, I don't want to be overly negative on the channel, but we need to get rid of Mourinho quickly.
Do you know what this is?
It's going to be a fucking catastrophe if this is going. It's over. So unfortunately, he's got to go, and he's got to go soon, fam.
Do you know what's brilliant about this, right? We've been good, like, for so long. The football's been good for so long.
Yeah.
And there's been so much hope for so long. And the time that we decide to do some sort of YouTube channel and just talk shit, because we do this fucking every day. So, like, we might as well just fucking stick it on the thing, and then people can say whether we're talking shit or not. Because otherwise we're just back and forth. And the first video up is a full-on get Jose out.
It's going to be shit tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be shit. No, it's dead. We haven't got a chance of beating West Brom is the first video.
Do you know what, though? Because we have been quite good for extended period of time. You know, the blip, which was, Pochettino, Pochettino's death throes, and then we had a little bit of a bump with Mourinho. So it's interesting because we haven't been in this bad a position for a while. So it's interesting to talk about it in that regard, I think.
We haven't been in this bad a position for years.
Well, no, I mean, who can think of like the times when we were going from like AVB, but then it was Redknapp after him, wasn't it? After AVB?
No, Redknapp was before AVB.
Oh yeah, it was.
I'm trying to think how, like, if the last time it seemed this depressing, because when it was obvious, yeah, like Pochettino was done. Like it was obvious, like the lead up to the Champions League, basically the players were playing in the Champions League and not playing in the league. And you knew that was when the players start picking and choosing the games when they want to turn up, it's done, innit?
Yeah.
They should have outed Pochettino that summer, really, and everyone thought I was a prick for saying that, but it was a fact. They should have. It become inevitable, like way before that he was never going to win anything at Tottenham because there was something, I don't know, a bit tactically just a bit short or whatnot, and the team was a bit short, and you put them two together. But even then, you still thought like we might win something, and then you went into that summer, and I was like, it's like this is gone, it's done. It's just a matter of time before Daniel Levy says, yeah, accepts that it's finished. Or Pochettino accepts it's finished and does one. And then you get Mourinho and you're like, wow, this is the winner. We nearly won the Champions League last season. Like, we were so close.
It made perfect sense, didn't it?
And then even when you go back before that, I can't think, like, Ramos come in, won a cup, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he was shit. Like I'm talking about looking into the future. Like if someone says like where we're within a year, we could always be like, well, hopefully it's going to be all right.
Yeah,
this might happen and this might happen, and we buy this power. Right now we're like, don't know. This is actually fucking really bad.
Yeah, big time. Because who have we got? So if Kane and Son were to go, I don't know. We'll probably do something like we'll go in and get Danny Ings or some shit, which I'm scoffing.
What's that?
That'd be, I'd like him here, but not as a replacement for Kane. But if Kane and Son were to go, like who we got left, then we'll be relying on Bergwijn and Lucas, Lamella, Dele Alli will have to be in there. Vinicius.
The only thing, if Kane and Son did go, you're looking at like 300 million.
Yeah.
For the pair.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want that.
There'll still be only a certain level of player that you would be able to get, though. Like, I don't think you'd be able to get the Dybala thing. We were close last time. You wouldn't even get a player at that kind of level because it will be Spurs. It will be a nice stadium, a nice training ground, but it will be a project.
Has it been another project?
You would be the big fish in the pond. You would be the star player. And then you'll have to be working on bringing in more star players around you. So, yeah.
But there's really nothing wrong with a project. We've been doing little projects for the last 15 years, and it kind of worked.
Yeah, it did
kind of work.
Yeah, what just in regards to attracting players, though, you would only be able to attract maybe up and coming or players on the or like some of the maybe up and coming ones, I guess, if it's a project.
That's kind of our thing, isn't it? That's our, like, if you're talking like 22, 23 and potentially going to be really good.
Yeah.
You're our guy, aren't you? Like, we're not buying 20.
Buying those upper echelon players. But then if Kane and Son go, we'll have loads of the money, but we won't be the team that will be going for upper echelon players, Do you know what I mean by that?
I know what you're saying, yeah. Basically, what you're saying is we're going to lose 2 world-class players and we ain't going to buy any world-class players to replace them. We're just going to buy 5, 6 good youngsters.
Yeah, so we're stepping backwards. So I don't think it will be a case of, okay, we'll
Yeah, I
play this
suppose it is.
Son, but because we've got so much money, we'll be able to stay in the same level. We won't be able to stay at the same level, or it will be a risk. It will be depending whether the project works if you stay at the same level.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but then, just for argument's sake, you give someone like a manager, say you give Brendan Rodgers, you employ someone like him in the summer and go, right, you ain't got Kane and Son anymore, but you have got 300 million to build yourself a new team.
Really good as well, so you probably
So I
could.
mean,
Players, to be fair, yeah, I feel you.
you'd be kind of. It sounds mental. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We probably sound like the worst two Tottenham supporters. Like video one, Kane's leaving, Brendan Rodgers has took over, and we've got another fucking new 5-year project that we've got to start. But that's just what it. That's just tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, Jose could, because at some point, yeah, Jose must know that this has gone horribly wrong for him. He's got to. Like he honestly can't be sitting there thinking, this is going exactly how I want.
No, but I think that he's that arrogant that he might be thinking, I've got this under control.
How could you think that?
Because
how could you possibly think
that? He's mental. We can look. The level of arrogance that that he has, and I'm not trying to say that as in like I'm trying to knock the guy or anything like that. I mean, as a person,
he's an arrogant psychopath. But you know what I mean. I'm not trying to knock the guy.
He's a big personality, and he's very, very arrogant, and it's what helps him get to him and keep him where he is. And I think that he could actually believe that. Look, and he does say he likes having the world against him, and he likes the pressure and all this sort of thing. Everything is against him. He might even think he might be that arrogant that even as bad as it is now, he may think it's bad, but I've got this under control and I'm going to fight through this because I'm a fighter and blah blah blah, and trying to drag his team along through that flipping fire as well, and it don't work because they're kids.
You know what that sounded like? That sounded like if you had a girlfriend, yeah, and you come home and you kept finding out that she was dicking everyone at work. And I'd be like, Murphy's dead, mate. She's fucking no good. Like, she's not going to stop dicking the guys at work, right? And you're like, but I can change this. Like, that's what this is like. Because he keeps dicking every match up now. Like, every match he's getting dicked.
Yeah.
And, like, he ain't doing anything to change it. He's actually doing the same thing. So you're still sending your girl to the same office with all the people that are dicking her. And then when she comes home dicked, you're like, oh, I can't believe you've been dicked again.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what he does in the press conferences.
Yeah.
The press conference, he's like, well, I told him to attack. Fucking Jermaine told him to attack, you prick. Fucking told him to attack what?
Yeah.
And we keep making mistakes.
I mean, we were talking about the other day as well. It is a one-trick pony. It's not necessarily the same conversation that we've had where people only have one plan. They only have plan A. This is just he is a one-trick pony. It worked because I heard when you and Ashley were talking about it that maybe it was the era that he came into where people were used to playing 4-4-2 and he came in and broke the mold. But he's been using that exact same formula wherever he goes. And look, of course it's going to work in Italy. Bloody hell, yeah, this could be easy. Easy for it to work in Italy. You were mentioning about the type of players that Real Madrid has. So it kind of lended itself to it. So
that argument kind of made sense, yeah. Like everyone's like what the name that's being like thrown at him, or the term that's being thrown at him is dinosaur. That's what everyone's calling him. But you can't tell me that tactically football's changed that much that he playing his way can't even get you out your own half. Like, come on.
Yeah, like there's a difference.
It's not possible.
Well, it's the difference between what was I even going to say? Old-fashioned and because it's not that it's yeah, I guess it is the right thing to say that it is outdated, but that's not the problem. It's the problem that he keeps on doing it. But that's probably the same thing. You can edit.
Yeah, right. Outdated. Yeah,
Yeah.
is no one wants to lump the ball no more, right? Up to the big forward and play off the big forward. That's outdated.
Yeah.
That gets you up the pitch though. Like still to this day, Sam Allardyce might try that tomorrow if he's got a lump up front, dash the ball up to the guy and have knockoffs. Burnley still do it. They might finish above us this season. Like, so just because no one wants to play like that anymore, people want to play this bullshit, pass the ball sideways 1,000 times and get up the pitch in fucking zigzags.
Yeah.
That's how they want to play. But that don't mean if you knock the ball, if you win the ball, knock the ball over that fucking bullshit, and you've got Jamie Vardy on the end of it, you win the league.
So there you go. It's not old-fashioned. It's that he's wrong and he keeps on persisting with it.
You know what the mad thing is though? Like, you're saying it's wrong, like, and it is wrong, yeah? Whatever he's doing tactically is wrong. But can you even work out what he's doing tactically?
Kind of. With this, I mean, it is just a containing and counter attack, but the only thing that's different is just depending on the opposition and how the opposition is attacking us. He moves us into different positions to do the exact same thing. So when Mason Mount he didn't really react with Mason Mount, but generally he'll.
I did. Mason Mount run around on his own for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, but yeah, he would just try to. It's just in games. He just moves players around, but the instruction is still the same. Still contain, still try to hit him on the counter attack. And amazingly, even though he changes the player around, the same problem persists. There is no connection between the defence and attack, or the low-lying midfield to the attack.
You know
how he positions us.
Do you know why there's no connection? It's because there's no difference. Like, what?
So are you agreeing though? You're saying that he's moving them around, but you're saying, but there's still no difference, even though he's moving these players around.
No. If everyone's defending, if every single person is defending, and that's solely their purpose, then what's the difference between defense and attack? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, our front line is so deep that, like, when you're talking about, we ain't getting the ball to the forwards in effective areas, right?
Yeah.
And usually that's because there's a breakdown between midfield and the forwards, right? And we ain't finding the balls into them or whatnot. There ain't no forwards. Like, the reason we ain't getting the ball to our forwards in the forwards areas because Harry Kane, 60% of Harry Kane's touches are in our box instead of theirs.
And the Sons are kind of a left fullback,
and
that's
exactly. Son's meant to be deeper than Kane.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, and I'll tell you what the problem is, right? It looked clever. Man City game looked clever. Arsenal game looked clever. And then what happened was everyone was like, right, see Kane, you can't let him turn, and you can't let Son go fucking on his own anywhere. So you could literally go into a game now, man mark Kane and rough him up. Because what happens when the ball goes into Kane, he falls on the floor and gets a free kick.
Yeah.
Right? Then the counter attack's dead. You can get back into position. So you just stick someone up Kane's arse, and then you probably have two people on Son, one on him, one off of him. Done.
Yeah.
You got 8 outfield players now that can do what they want. It's as mad as that. And I think that is pretty much, if you look at the Brighton game, right? Brighton was so attacking Like, they got the ball out wide, and they was having like 4 or 5 people in the box at a time.
Yeah.
They knew.
It is as simple as, just
they knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's exactly how they walked into the game. They knew that we was the counter-punching team without a punch. And I thought that would happen again. Against Chelsea. Did we speak about this? About me saying whether Tuchel will take the opportunity to really make a statement and whatnot. Because they didn't really go for it like I thought they was gonna.
No, it didn't. No, it doesn't sound familiar.
So, sort of how I see the Brighton game, and then what my think. Fuck me.
Yeah.
What I thought he was going to do was, like, if he had anything about him, Tuchel, knows that, as I said, we're the counter-attacking team without a punch. So we're fucked. He really could have done what he wanted in terms of attacking. Balls out wide, balls in the box. Should have played Giroud and battered us. They could have really embarrassed us the other night. And he sort of played safe and just done his thing and tried to win the game like a normal person. Going into tomorrow, if they do the same thing, like if they lump balls up, we're just under pressure again for another 90 minutes, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Look, we can. Why am I being so stupid? Because I'm just saying to myself, we've got to do something different. But it's not going to happen. Because you know what it is? Because even though that's how we've been taught to play under Mourinho at the beginning of the season, when we were working our way up to the top of the league, that we were a bit more attacking. We did look like there was something a bit more about us. It was actually entertaining to watch for a while.
We looked all right, yeah.
So I'm hoping for something because we are capable to kind of mesh his style, but with a bit of attacking in there. And I don't think it's a personnel thing. It might just be Mourinho allowing license for players to do things. And that's what I think tomorrow needs from us. We need to start going at some teams and then carry on like that throughout the rest of for however long he stays with us.
It's not a personnel thing.
I know it's not.
Is it?
No.
Like, there's no way in the press conference, he's coming out and saying, I don't know why they won't attack. I told them to attack and they won't. That's what he's saying.
Isn't it? It's bullshit.
Well, at first I was like, surely you can't just come out and fucking blatantly lie, like, because the players are going to watch this and be like, what's he talking about?
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe it is. And then you think about it, like, imagine him, yeah? So Jose Mourinho's in the changing room, right? And he's like, Ndombele, Bergwijn, what I want you two guys to do is get on the ball in their final third, make things happen, attack. Right? I don't want you stuck behind the ball for 90 minutes, yeah? You guys are our flair players and whatnot. Son, them, you've all got to go and attack the ball, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine as they walk out and Ndombele going to Son, I ain't fucking doing that. Like, I'd rather track back for an hour and a half and get behind the ball and put tackles in and stuff. Like, I don't really want to do all that attacking bullshit. That sounds boring to me. Like, that conversation never happened.
Yeah. It's like
no, there's no
upset people.
It's fucking bullshit. There's no chance Jose has gone like, look, on Ndombele, you're being way too negative, mate. Like, take the shackles off and get forward. Yeah. He'd be like, oh yeah, all right then. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. It's absolute madness.
It's bullshit.
They're doing as they're told, and then he's just throwing them under the bus. And you know, if anyone criticised him about it, he's character building. It's like, no, you're just being a cunt.
It's not. He's not even character building now. It's like deflecting the responsibility. like it's him. And he started, like, it's gone wrong because he done what was the question? Someone asked him about Bale the other day, and he was like, "You don't deserve the answer."
Yeah.
Right? Because he can't really come out and say, "Well, I can't play Bale because he's shit. He's lost it." Can he really? And then the press conference today, they asked him, what did they ask him? Oh, they was like, Tottenham haven't lost 3 in a row for like, fuck knows, years. So it's been 12 years or something like that.
2014 at AB.
12 years. Yeah. So, like, what you should have said was, that's disgusting and this is embarrassing and I'm embarrassed. That's what you should have said, because it is fucking stupid. He was like, when was the last time they won the league? And the guy was like, 1961. And he was like, well, maybe I'll win the league. And I'm like he's on the verge of doing like the respect and walking out fucking like he's on his way there. Like he's a couple of games away.
They're picking at him, aren't they? That's the thing as
No,
well.
I don't even think they are.
He gives them the bait. He's this master technique. He is giving them the bait. He's showing them how frustrated he is, and they're like, okay, this is why he is headlines. This is why he's a superstar. He just gives them so much to write about. So now they know. They just be the proverbial seagulls chasing after the ship with the fish on it. Wind him up, and it's only going to affect us Spurs badly.
I don't actually think they've given me a hard time, though. I'm quite surprised.
They will now. This is what I'm saying. He's giving them the bait. He gives it to them. It's their nature. This is what they're going to do now. This is just more of the crystal balling here. This is how it's going to go. So
this is the most negative video ever.
It's going to be exasperated by the press. We're going to keep on playing the same way because this is his nature. This is how he plays, and hopefully he won't make it out of February. Is that our collective prediction? I keep
like it. You said hopefully he won't make it out of February. Hopefully, what happens is that tomorrow we play as if we're the much superior team, and we win 3 or 4-0. And then who have we got after that? Everton.
Yeah.
Knock Everton out of the cup, which is doable by playing all right football. And then I think we've got the worst team in the Europa League, should batter them. And then we've got West Ham after that.
Yeah, I think so.
Beat West Ham. They're playing really well, but go and beat West Ham. And then you sort of come out of February, we're not that far off a 4th, and we've played a bit better football. That's what's hopefully, because Jose Mourinho is a winner. Like, so hopefully this works. And hopefully he turns it around. Like, but tomorrow we'll be dead. We'll get beat by Everton. We'll limp through that Europa League 2-legged game. And we'll be embarrassed by West Ham, and everyone fucking will laugh at us. And then if we got City? We got City then? I think we got City then.
This or after West Ham?
Around that time, I'm sure City's coming up as well.
Oh, City's coming up really soon. Yeah, so after Everton, we got City in the league.
That's no chance. Absolutely no one.
Yeah, that one's come too soon. Even if we do have this miraculous upturn.
So that's why we're saying.
Do players have power? Because I would always think that even if in my young mind, if I was 20 and I was an idiot at that age, and I was under this, I still would at some point want to take the manager in and say, listen, I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying playing like this. I don't think you're going to get the best out of me. Is there anything that we can do to compromise, to blah, blah, blah? Do you think any of the players do such a thing, or do they just shut up, is his way, and that's it, even though everybody can see it isn't working?
Maybe that's what Dele Alli's done. Maybe that's why he don't play no more. Don't know, do you?
Yeah, I feel you.
And this is the thing, yeah. It's got to the point now, like, Bergwijn is in the team because he's brilliant defensively and he does everything Jose asks, right? And it's sort of like, since the Man City game, since it worked and then it didn't work, and it didn't work again and again. It looks like more players, as every game goes that it don't work, seems to drop off.
Yeah.
Right. And if you look at the game, was it the Brighton game? Might have been the Chelsea game. Bergwijn weren't really even trying that much.
They weren't tracking back. There was a couple.
And that's him. Like that's been his thing.
Yeah.
So like, he's been one of Jose's big disciples. Højbjerg was shit against Chelsea. First bad game he's had.
Yeah.
So now you're looking at the people that have really put it in for you, like put it in for you and done what you've asked and trying to make your thing work. Like now they've had enough of doing it. Like Ndombele, if you watch his body language, he's kind of doing that. He's slowly getting back to doing that, like strut around, ain't got the ball again thing.
Yeah, yeah. As long as no one's looking at him, you see it. You see it happening, and then you look around again, and then start doing a little sprint. This is what I was saying to you the other day about him playing, hiding in plain sight. But we both like really, what I was trying to get at is that it's not a cynical thing. It's more about just the circumstances around him that is completely suppressing his talent, and all we're getting out of him is pressing runs. And he could have been, he could have done something, though, because if we were to start using him in a double pivot, at least we know we've got a fitter under belly. So,
but there's no
orbit more often. Whereas at the moment we've just got him chasing shadows, and then when he gets the ball, he's knackered.
Yeah, that's it. And he don't want to do it. Why would you want to do it? And now it looks like Bergwijn don't want to do it.
But he's been pressured to do it because he has been a good boy, Ndombele. He's got back into everybody's favour, and I think he's doing it because I think he believes it's the right thing to do, and to have the right attitude as to be a professional, because he's got good people around him, like there's the Sissoko's and Lloris and everything. So I don't necessarily ever think the guy had a bad attitude. It's just naturally how he is, but he needs to be played in a completely different way to how he's being. We'll never get the best out of him playing him the way
they all do. Like that's what I'm getting at. It's got to the point where the attacking players ain't being used to their full potential because it's so negative. But they've done it, and now it's getting to the point where they're not doing it anymore. Like slowly, one by one, they're not doing it. And that's why something's got to change. And the reason we got onto this because you said, like, if you're a young player, do you go to him and go, look, this ain't for me. Like, surely at some point, because it is this bad, like, this ain't just a fucking over-exaggeration, is it? Like, it's awful. Does Kane or someone go, look, Jose, mate, like, no one wants to play like this anymore. Like, everyone's had enough.
Yeah.
Like, and we ain't like the Chelsea players.
Talking about, we can end up losing the brother. We can end up losing him and Son. It really is.
Yeah.
We could look like we're being drastic and over the top here, but like I said, I don't think people have had the foresight to think what finishing outside of the top four could mean for us this season. So yeah, maybe Captain Kane does need to. And I'm not saying he should. And blah, blah, blah. It's up to him. It's his prerogative. But something drastic like that needs to happen.
Yeah. Like, if the conversation, like, you could imagine if Kane went to him and was like, look, this is bullshit. This is crap. No one's enjoying it. Like, we need to try something else. And if we try something else, like, we're 100 back you on it and we'll do our best. But no one's enjoying this. But you know what? How the conversation would go, Jose would ask him how many titles he's won and tell him to respect him, and that'd be that, done. And it's bullshit because I was I was so gassed when Jose got the job.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted Jose so bad. And now I look like a fucking dickhead.
But maybe we will fall. I think maybe we'll fall by the press, though, because of how they sexed him up and made him act the thing like he was this awesome tactical genius, when actually, no, he's a one-trick pony, but all he does is move different players around, but the instructions are ultimately the same. And you get different things from different teams because there's different formulas, different styles of players. But the styles of players that we've got that he's doing is really exposing it, and because of the teams around you all evolving
The disappointing thing with what you're saying is though, is that that's not even the reason. That's not even the reason I wanted him. Like, you knew what he'd done, you knew what he was about, you knew the formation he played and the type of players he liked playing there. And then when you looked at our team, they was all there. And somehow it just didn't work.
Do you know what? Yeah. That was all. I think the mindset was there as well. I think they were ready. They were ready to be taken to the next level as well.
They would have been gassed that Jose was the manager.
Huh?
They would have been gassed that Jose was the manager.
Oh, big time. Big time.
They just lost a Champions League final. And then the probably the most successful manager of all time comes walking in. You're like, this is great. Let's get back and try and win the Champions League, eh? And they can't even fucking beat Brighton.
You know what? And I
not just can't beat Brighton, get played off the park.
I think, and they were open to playing some dead football as well. I think they were open to it. I think they were completely.
I was open to it.
You know what? It's going to be shit, but we'll win something. But now it's shit, and it looks shit, and we're losing. So you
should have seen how happy I was. You should have seen how happy I was watching the Man City game. 11 men behind the ball, no mistake in sight, organised as fuck, deadly on the break. I was loving it. Chilled out, drinking beer, enjoying myself. And now you'll just sit there. You know there's no counter coming, and you know that there's going to be a mistake our end, and it's going to be 1-0. I predicted 1-0 in the Brighton game. I said 3-0 in the Chelsea game, so we actually done better than I thought in that one.
Yeah, I said Chelsea game.
We'll lose, yeah. While we're at it, should we do the predictions and wrap this up? We've fucking moaned. I don't know how long it's been going on for, but we ain't stopped moaning.
The predictions. Well, I don't know if it's going to get any better, fam. Predictions. They're going to do what you said. I think they're going to be lumping the ball over. They're just going to mark who they think are going to be our danger men. Not worry about anything else because it's Big Sam. They're going to be forceful. I don't think they're going to be overly attacking, but they will give it to us in regards to long balls.
They're going to have a go, I think.
They are going to have a go.
I think they'll be defensive, but they'll have a go. And they will score a goal.
Well, I mean, you don't need to be defensive if there's nothing to defend, and all they need to defend is mark 2 men out or mark 1 man.
Yeah, that is true.
So as long as they've got the ball, they can just keep on going at us, and they would know because they would have been coached. They have got mistakes in them. Get at them. So,
yeah, 100%.
Look, I'm gonna say this is West Brom. Big Sam's West Brom. He's lost. Right, okay. It's gonna be 2-0 to Spurs. I know.
You know, what you get? You're getting 2 goals and a clean sheet. Fuck me.
Yeah, because it's the Spurs thing to do, isn't it? It's that false sense of security. I think it's kind of in the stars for that to possibly happen because could they get caught on the break? Yeah, West Brom could get caught on the break. We do have a lot more quality. And so they would have been having a firework up their ass from Jose. I don't know how much that would motivate them or not. But surely just with all the toxicity around them, maybe that will be motivation enough. I'm not saying that they're going to be 100% like growling dogs, but they've got enough quality that even those guys at 70% will be enough to beat West Brom.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah. So you're going 2-0.
Yeah.
So I think there's kind of 2 options, right? There's the option where the players have definitely thrown in the towel, and that probably gets us beat 1-0 again. Or they really do have a go, and there's a bit of a bounce back, and we win 2-1.
Okay.
2-1 is our bounce back. So then what do I think's going to happen? I think they might be, I fucking might be wrong, but I think they might have thrown the towel in. I want to go 1-1 down the middle. I want to go 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I did think you were going to go for 2-1 for Spurs win, but so 1-1.
I kind of wanna, like, that's what I think, but I'll just.
It'll be. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Although I said 2-0, I don't mean that this will be a good 2-0. I still think it will be drab, and it will still be us at 70%, not properly. What was that?
I'm back. Don't worry. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it will be a proper spirited fight back. I think it will be. We're fighting enough because we're professional footballers, so we're just going to play football and we're going to try and win. And just because we've got more quality, we'll come through it. But it's not going to be a good win. I think it will be.
No.
Yeah.
Well, let's see then. Let's see, eh?
Yeah, man.
1-0, 2-0. Well, neither of them will be great by the looks of that. What you're saying, you're the optimistic one. You're saying it's going to be shit.
This has got me looking forward to talking about it afterwards to see what does happen.
All right, man. So that's the pre-match. I'll take it you're going to be speaking to Wacko and them guys after the match, yeah? Tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'll give them a shout after the game. It's 12 o'clock kickoff, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Is it 12:30? Might be 12:30.
It just says 12 on Sky, so maybe it starts at 12 on Sky. So
I think it's 12:30.
Yeah. So I'll give them a shout and get their hot takes, and then me and you will have another chinwag about it.
We'll do the hangover thing on Monday, yeah?
Yeah, we'll do the hangover on Monday, my man.
All right, man.
All right then. So Club N17, mash the like and subscribe. Peace.
He says mash the like.